Hello from Luscombe, and a massive congratulations on the purchase of your brand new MG Cyberster. This is the GT model, and I'll be talking you through some of the aspects of the car, how it works, just to help answer any potential questions you may have about the car. Obviously, if I don't cover some aspects or some questions you may have, please always feel free to give us a call here at Luscombe, and we'll be more than happy to find the answer for you and talk you through on whatever needs doing. Right, how do we open the car? The key, simple, just press the MG logo, it unlocks. Something quite interesting and clever is that if you press this little button here which says R, the door opens on its own. There you go. This is nice and fancy, and we can do exactly the same with the left hand side door. I just press it for 2 seconds and the door opens on its own. Now, how do we close the door? Up here there's this button, just we click and we close the door. Let me show you something else as well. There is a sensor down here, so if I'm right on top of the car and I press the door to open, the sensor will pick me up and is not going to fully open the door. There you go, it just stopped there. Let me press it again so it closes. Oh, it opens fully. There we are. So let me close the door, just bear with me for a second. So it's always ideally, I've been driving this car for 2 weeks, I find it quite easy to just be on the side, press the door, just stand there. Otherwise the sensor will not allow the door to open all the time. Now the boot, there is a black button here, just press this and the boot opens, and then you can just drag it down. Fantastic. Now I want to talk to you quite quickly about if the doors for any reason cannot open, there's 2 ways. If you're outside the car, what you can do is you can come behind the rear wheel down here, there we go, and you can undo this this box, and inside there is a little line. Just drag it out and the door should manually open on its own, just in case you're ever locked out of the car. Now there is another way. If you're ever locked in the car, we just go inside the car. Right behind you we have these 2 buttons, so you can just drag this for the driver's door and this for the passenger door, and it manually overrides the door software, so it shall open on its own. Brilliant. So here we are. Let me just close the doors. To do that, simply for the passenger door, the driver's door, press this. There we go. Same for the passenger door, we just press this one and here we go. Now, how do I open the roof? Because that's a big part why you bought this car. Simply, if the roof is up now, let me just push it down and it starts the whole process. It's quite quick, and also you can do this while driving below 30 miles an hour. There we go. It took about, what, 10 seconds. Let me just put it back. So it simply press this button in the middle upwards. There we go. So you can see the roof coming in. Brilliant. It just lock because it's supposed to start raining here. So let me just start talking you through the car. On the driver's side we have the electronically adjustable seats, so you can press this button for the seat to go forward, press it backwards for the seat to go back, up for the seat to go higher, down for the seat to go lower. And then for this portion of the seat is this button here, just push it backwards and you can see me going back, push it towards against you, you can see me coming ahead. Central locking down here, mirrors that you can use. You can press this and the mirrors will go on their own. Same, press it again and they open. If you want to change the mirror position, if it's the right one, just press R and then move it with the buttons here. This is for our windows. Let's talk about the car. This is a wonderful cockpit, a wonderful place to be, but it can be quite overwhelming to begin with as soon as you sit in the car. However, what I tend to do is just split it in between functions, and when you do that, it's actually rather simple what you see here. So I'm gonna start from the right hand side and move to the left, explaining what everything does. So let's just concentrate on this section here, on this screen. So this screen, we have all information about charging. So this is your vehicle to load. This means that you can plug this car with any electronic device and it charges the electronic device. So essentially is using the battery of the car to charge something else electronic you may have. This is for your charging. Last one is energy consumption. This is quite useful. It shows you the power utilized by yourself while you put the foot on the gas, or by air conditioning or anything else. Then we have weather information right here. We have MG information about dealers in your area, MG service, if you want to do a test drive, a rescue call, etc. And then you can have your own account for this car, and then some settings. So let's go through these settings because they're quite important. Here you can have the brightness of the screen, the language, the time format, time zones, mileage units in kilometers or miles, and that's pretty much it. Then this is where you can connect your Bluetooth. Simply, if you want to connect, take your phone, open Bluetooth and identify the name MG, and then you can pair with the car. Wireless network, if you have a card in and you can have internet in the car, you can use it for hotspot as well. The voice, we have voice commands in this car, so you can say hello MG by pressing this button, hello MG, and you can make commands. There we go, I just said hello MG and there she is. We have a greeting switch, tire pressure monitoring alarm, then anything about your volume. This would be your phone volume if you pair, multimedia, so that would be your radio, navigation volume, so everything that has to do with volume. So this is quite interesting here. It's all about the noise from coming out from the Bose speakers. Something you may not know about this car is that when you're here and you scroll down, you can actually select what noise comes from these speakers when you drive the car. So you can have it as electro induction, or the car can sound as a fuel sports car, which is rather nice and quite interesting. And then what else we have? System upgrades that you can do on-air updates. Then activations, this should be already done before we give you the car, and then a privacy policy. So essentially these you would mainly use, again, I've been driving the car for 2 weeks. I mainly use this just to see this screen, my energy consumption, and then if I want to play a bit with the car, I might come here, go into sound and just change the noises that it makes. There's quite a big difference between them two, so I have it as a fuel sports car. It just depends what you want to hear on this car. Now let me move into the middle instrument cluster. This is where you get the vast majority of information about your car. Obviously rev counter, you have your KERS information here, which you can switch by this button here. So if I press it, you'll see I go into 2 to 3. The higher the number, the more severe it feels. So when you take your foot off the gas pedal, the car stops on its own. So the higher the amount, the number, the more severely it does that, and it recovers a bit of energy as well. On the right hand side we can see information about our driving style, etc. Down here we can see the mode that the car is in. So currently it's in comfort. If I press mode here, this is on the right hand side behind the steering wheel. If I press it once, it goes into sport. I press it again, goes into custom. If I press it once more, it goes back into comfort. Where is the super sport? I hear you asking. Well, it's down here. Just press this and it goes straight into super sport. That's the only way to put super sport in. And then if I press this again, I should go back into the previously selected mode. To the left hand side, we have our battery level and the miles left, and also some adaptive cruise control information. So you will see it as you drive on the road. It will pick up other cars on the road, any signs, etc. And yeah, it gives you information about your cruise control and stuff like that. And also the car comes with traffic sign recognition, so it can scan the road and let you know what's the maximum allowed speed. Now, this is this instrument cluster. I shall show you, actually I'll show you now. You have two options. You have this option, or there is one more which I'll show you later how you can do, but for just now I'll keep it, I'll change it. There we go. This is a bit more sporty. I really like this as well. As you can see, only this changes, but I can show you how you can personalize this this section as well if you want to remove some information or add some information, etc. I'll show that to you in just a bit, but for now let me put it back and let's go into the third screen. This is my favorite screen. Here I describe this as entertainment. This is the entertainment screen. You can either have navigation, which is rather easy. Let's say I want to go where I live. Let's say, let me just put the postcode, 1FD. There we go. Let's just pick this and then go. And that's our navigation. Very, very easy, very simple. Now, on to the next one. This is our DAB and FM radio stations. This is Apple CarPlay, and below is Android Auto, which if you connect with Bluetooth, this is where you can see your phone essentially onto the screen. And lastly, we have the telephone that you can of course synchronize via Bluetooth, have all your contacts here, make phone calls, etc. So that's all that it is about this screen. So you see, if you categorize each one, like this is my vehicle information, this is my instrument cluster, this is my entertainment. It's rather easy to know what everything does rather than just being overwhelmed. And now let's go into this section here, which brings us to the instrument cluster, which we just changed. So how do I do that, I hear you ask? When you open the car, this is the screen you see. You can very quickly press this, and then as you can see, when you do that, you'll be in driving. You can just sorry, just a second, you can navigate through cluster, and here you have the options to change. And also, if I scroll, you can select the type of information you want to see down here. So now I have everything on. If I choose, I can take things off, kick them off, so you can see this has now changed. Let me put this back, boom. So that should, here we go. We put this back and this back, and this should be now included into my cluster. There we go. And you can switch what you see here by pressing this. So if I press this again, it changes. There we go. I can see the pressures. I can see what I'm listening now. I can see navigation, so use navigation from there, plus here, etc. Now let's go back to this. So this is what you see as soon as you get into the car. This is all the information you need about your air conditioning. So we have our heated seats, heated steering wheel. You can select the temperature, put AC on, turn everything on, off, etc. And also the volume of the radio if you wish. And then we have the car section. So when you click on the car, you are presented with the driving style. These are our modes. So we have comfort mode, sport, and custom. You can click it from there, or you can just press this button here. And then custom. So what is custom? It allows us to select the power, so from comfort, sport, or track, and then the steering wheel, how heavy it's going to be, light, standard, or heavy. Then we have launch mode if you're feeling quite adventurous. It's quite easy actually to put into sports mode. You simply press the brake pedal quite heavily, put it in super sport, and then just go. And you'll be absolutely amazed how quick this car is. Then we have one pedal drive. This is not preferred to me. I really don't like this feature, but a lot of people I know they do. So what this means, if I turn this off, is that as soon as I take my foot off the gas, the car brakes on its own. So you don't need literally nearly ever to use a brake pedal. Auto hold, you can switch it on, off. ESC, traction control, you can switch it on, off as you wish. And then we have our favorite button, which is the button here. What this does is, if I press this, it shall go to 360 camera immediately. There we go. I can put it as SRC, which is the radio. Press it again. There we go. And here it switches between radio modes. Then we have seating. This is your lumbar support for both the driver and the passenger. Driver seat entry, easy entry. This is a wonderful feature. So although I have the car, it has memory seats. When I stop the car, it pushes the seat backwards, and it's much easier for me to go out of the car. And also when I want to get in the car, it's much easier for me to get in. And as soon as I start the car, it puts me into my driving position. This is a lovely, lovely feature to have. Same goes for the passenger, and then the passenger airbag to be switched on. I don't know why you would like that switched off, but the option is there. Then lighting, and then something ambient lighting that I think a lot of you will play, as I did. You can switch it fully off, switch it on. You can have the brightness and then the color you wish to have, and then welcome light. So when you open the car, it just does a little parade of colors, which is very nice to have. You can have it at standard, elegant. What does elegant do? It lights the color a bit more slowly, and then lively, it's faster. The change of the color is faster. Lights with start, breathing effect, so you can see it, especially at night, closing and lighting up again, so it gives that breathing effect. Now, this is the cluster we just discussed about, and then we have MG Pilot. MG Pilot, this is where the suite of all safety features of this car can be found. So you can see intelligent overspeed audible warning, speed limit charge tone, forward collision warning, lane departure, rear drive assist, driver fatigue monitor. The good thing about this is that you can just simply switch everything off if you want to. It's fully customizable. Then door and lock. This is quite helpful. So currently it's at 100%. What does that mean? It means that when I press this button to open the door will open 100%. I can choose to make it less or have it at 100%. You can do whatever you want with this. Close windows on lock, space guarding, and then tilt detection. And lastly, we have status. This is about maintenance work. This is about your service, etc. So that's us done with the screens of the car. So it wasn't as bad as you might not bad, but overwhelming as you might have thought in the beginning. Now, what about this section? This is what you use to drive the car. So this is my gearbox essentially. If I want to drive, just put it in drive. There we go. The car just moves. Whoop. If I want to put it in reverse, press the brake pedal R, and automatically the 360 camera just comes here, which brings me to the 360 camera. We can have it as 2D or 3D, and then I can select from here what angle I want to see the car from. I think we could do a wide angle as well. This is very nice. It shows you in meters and centimeters how far away you are from an obstacle. So let me put it back into 2D. and this is your 360 camera. Very, very useful. Then what else? Let's talk about these buttons here. Let me just quickly put it off reverse. Let me put it in park. There we go. Steering wheel. Here we have this button, which, as I've said earlier, it switches between what information you see. The favorite button, which as we said, we can put it as radio or 360 camera. And then lastly, we have this section here, which just controls this section. So this is just me pressing the button. Now to this hand side, this is the voice command. You can say hello MG. There we go, and just give a voice command. Let me just undo that. There we go. And this is to answer or make phone calls. And then lastly, this button here changes your screen here. So essentially you don't ever need to touch anything. You can just do it from here. This is our adaptive cruise control. So while you drive, you can select this and it puts the car into cruise control. And this is the most important button in the world. This is the Super Sport button. Please make sure there's nobody in front of you, because this is a very, very fast car, especially on full charge. So yeah, it's just the most precious button on earth, and I hope you enjoy it. And that's pretty much the car. Something that you definitely need to know, and it took me about 20 minutes to find out the first time I got off in this car, is how to actually switch it off. Quite funny. It can only be done in this section, and it's very much like a phone. You need to put your finger up here and drag down, and there's a power off button. In order to for this button to be available, you need to be in park. Push it there, power off, press OK, and the car switches off. This is us done. We open the door. There we go, lovely. Again, be on the side when you click that, and it shall close. If I was closer, the sensor will pick me up and it will just stop the door closing. So that's all the most important information you should know about the car. Of course, you will drive it, you'll get to know it, and you'll make the car your own. I hope I have answered a few questions that you may have. Please use this as a reference in the future. And as I've said before, if you have any more questions that I didn't cover on this video, do not hesitate to contact us here at Luscombe's, and a member of our staff will be more than happy to help you. Again, massive congratulations on your purchase. I hope you really enjoy this very special car, and it's been an absolute pleasure to have you as customers. Have a very good day. Thank you.